Oh, hi. So I've got some issues with the Batman movie, the one titled The Batman. And I just had to get them off my chest because I know I'm going to be the only one and everybody's going to think I'm crazy. I was really looking forward to this movie. Big fan of Matt Reeves and that Planet of the Apes trilogy, which now, thinking about it, is kind of crazy that those movies weren't ridiculous. Because they very easily could have been. Because they were taken seriously, which made them good. So I was looking forward to this Batman movie for a couple of years, not only because it looked really good and it's Matt Reeves and the guy who does the music for Lost and it looks terrific. Wasn't it like the cinematographer for Dune as well? I think, if I remember correctly. There you go. That explains that. Uh, uh, I was very disappointed by this movie. I think it was done oddly. It was weird. Um, Now, my most anticipated thing, spoilers, by the way, spoilers, full spoilers. I'm going to tell you right now, full spoilers for The Batman, the movie, the one that's called The Batman. Spoilers. Full spoilers. I will be speaking of the movie. Okay, anyway. The Riddler I was really looking forward to. I'm a huge fan of Paul Dano. Like, There Will Be Blood is the greatest movie ever made. I love Paul Dano. I remember when I first saw him in Taking Lives, and then, of course, more recently, Swiss Army Man. So I'm like, Paul Dano was the Riddler. This is going to be great. To see the trailers. We're spending last 2 years watching these trailers. Oh, this looks terrific. It's grounded. It's dark. It's gritty. It's Paul Dano as the Riddler. I'm in. And then as I'm watching the movie, it's like everything it couldn't decide. The whole movie was like one big Two Face. It was trying to be serious and realistic, while also it was actually being silly, over the top, and ridiculous. And I kept being like, what the heck is going on? Three things I liked about this movie. The music, terrific. Even though in retrospect, most of the music was bum 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 over and over and over and over, sometimes on a piano and sometimes on a different instrument, or played slowly or fast or differently a little bit, but the same note over and over throughout the entire movie, except for the three parts where they played that same Nirvana song from the freaking trailer over again. All the best parts of this movie were the parts from the trailers, and those were like the beginning of the movie. It had a lot of promise. I was like, oh, this is going to be great, especially the end. So my problem with the Riddler was taken, like, at first he's like, the first half he's like this psycho serial killer, and then near the end, he gets all silly and weird and wacky and cuckoo. And you can't. Okay, you've captured the Riddler, and I knew that once he was captured, that it was going to be this big. Oh, but he still has a plan, and he's going to execute his plan from jail. Ha 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 ha! Great. I was like, sweet, cool. But it doesn't really. It doesn't feel that way, and it's not executed that way in the movie. We finally meet the Riddler in jail, and he's in jail and defeated, even though he wins, which he does. He wins, and just the way it was structured and put together. All of a sudden, the Riddler's acting like a Looney Toony, and all of a sudden, Gotham's flooded. The end. Well, okay. Well, what are we doing now? Why are we? There's no like, hurry. We need to stop the flood. Batman must save the day. He's almost out of time. There was no climax like that to the end. There was Batman hanging from a jumbotron in a sports arena, which I did not like that. I did not like that at all. I didn't ever want to see, or thought I would see, or needed to see Batman hanging from a jumbotron in the middle of a freaking sports arena as he's trying to save people from the flood. No, it's too late. The flood's coming, and everybody's just like, "Oh, the flood's coming." But it's too late. The bombs went off and the flood came, so it's flooding, and all those people are gonna die. But then he electrocutes himself or something to save. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The whole climax of the film is him fighting randos, random freaking people who were like followers of the Riddler. I could not care less. I'm like, yawn. The Riddler's in jail, I'm thinking this whole time. I wanted to see Batman duke it out with the Riddler in a battle of wits. But Riddler's in jail. His plan's already been executed. He succeeded. Why am I watching this? It's pointless. I'm just watching Batman beat up random people dressed up like the Riddler instead of saving people who can't be saved because the flood's already happening. So then all these randos who were his followers, who he had like 507 followers. Whoa, doggy, that's more than me. But I liked how in the comments they were talking about, oh, let's all get the mask and the coat. Oh yeah, it's at this one store. They even mentioned, oh, it's at this one. So everybody's going to that store to get the coat. Makes sense. Makes sense. They're all wearing the same hat and coat. But the glasses, every single one of them was wearing the glasses. I mean, maybe as like a follower, kind of, oh, I want to be just like. But I really find it hard to believe that many people went out of their way to order specific frames with whatever lenses, albeit, and got the glasses so that they could all have the same glasses for this purpose of which didn't have a purpose. It didn't have a purpose. You would think the purpose was, which is what I thought from the trailers, oh, it's everybody's dressed like the Riddler. Which one's really the Riddler? Ooh, it doesn't matter. If the Riddler's in jail. That's which one's the real one. It's the one he's in jail. So why am I fighting these? Why are they dressed up like the Riddler? They're not tricking anybody. We know you're not the Riddler. They even make a deal about it. He's off the mask, and Gordon's like, "Ooh, who is it?" It's nobody. That's the point, and it doesn't matter. So why do I care that Batman's fighting these people? I don't. I wanted to see him duke it out with the Riddler. It's too late. The Riddler's already arrested. The movie's already over. And then, don't get me started on the stupid, what should have been an end credit scene, but shouldn't have existed at all. I'm a huge fan of that actor. I don't know his name, so I can't say I'm a huge fan, but I'm a big fan of him since his appearance in The Green Knight, one of the greatest movies ever made. And they were like, ooh, is he going to play the Joker? And I was like, great. I'm sure he'd make a great Joker. So they have the Riddler being inspired by some dude in the jail cell who's, guess what, Joker, because we can't have a Batman movie without the freaking Joker. And then the Joker says the Riddler's line. Why are you going to rip off the Riddler? That's the Riddler's line, and you're not even going to give it to the Riddler? Instead, you're going to have the Joker tell him, riddle me this? And then they don't really want to show him. I thought I was watching Venom for a minute. I was like, what is this, Venom? It's the end credit scene of Venom, where we're going to introduce the new villain that you really want to see, and he looks terrible, but we'll fix it later because you're not really going to see him. But it looked like scarring to me. Apparently it's not. According to Matt Reeves, he has a condition where he can't help but smile, which is cool. I like that idea. I like that concept. But it looked ridiculous. The character seemed ridiculous. It was forced. It was over the top. Everything about this movie, everything was something about it was really cool, but then the other thing about it was really over the top. So I did not like the introduction of the Joker, and I don't like the fact that he was even there. And then for a second, when they're showing the cell block, I'm like, am I watching Arkham? Or Gotham, excuse me, whatever the heck that show was called. Am I watching Gotham? Because that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm watching a low-quality television show that's forcing stuff that shouldn't be just because it thinks the fans want that. Ugh. And then, for example, like the Batmobile. I'm not a huge fan of that Batmobile, but I loved its introduction. I loved its thrilling, it was like a horror sequence. Like, what is that? Oh, and then you see the silhouette. It turns on. It comes on. Oh my gosh, it's the Batmobile! And it has a great action sequence, a chase that was realistic and grounded and intense that all of a sudden wasn't when he pulls a parachute, gets caught up on the bridge, and then bam! He slams up under that bridge. Should have been decapitated. Period. The end. Should have been decapitated. But since it's a movie, I'll accept that his head was crushed and he died. But no, that must be one heck of a cowl he's got to protect his head from that freaking insanity. If you're going to go over the top, go over the top. If you're going to be grounded, be grounded. But this movie kept trying to do both. I'm very realistic, but ridiculous. No, be ridiculous. I wanted this over the top. The Penguin was the best thing about this movie. He was over the top. He knew what movie he was in. Take it easy, sweetheart. You're looking for me. I mean, really, you put that in a movie that's dumb and ridiculous, and who would do it? Worked with the Penguin. The rest of the movie should have fit around him. Should have been like that. But no, they kept trying to be serious. There was too much talking. It was boring. The ending is ridiculous, and there's no investment. We're not struggling to achieve something. It's already done. We're not fighting the bad guy. He's already in jail. The riddles and twists and turns were not surprises. It was, oh, guess what the mystery was? The politicians and police in Gotham are corrupt and being controlled by the mob. You don't say, wow, shocker. And that's it. And then on top, let me gather my thoughts for 1 second. For some reason, they decided that the Riddler was Jigsaw. He's got traps now. No, he's supposed to have riddles, riddles of wits. Sure, they might be threatening or cause some kind of trap, but not a trap that's gonna decapitate somebody or a box on someone or some kind of mechanism that someone's trapped in. No, 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 no. That's Jigsaw. You got the wrong freaking movie. Stop being Seven and Zodiac and Saw and be the Riddler, be Batman, be what you want to be. This movie had no idea what it was being, which made it fail miserably at everything, if you ask me. For example, at one point, a bomb exploded in Batman's face. The guy was standing there with a bomb on his head, and Batman was standing right in front of him, and the bomb exploded. And Batman went, "Brrr!" in this really cool shot. And I was like, whoa, Batman's gonna be in the hospital for the rest of the movie? That's crazy. And they were like, no, he's still got his 5 o'clock shadow. I've had fire near me, and it like burns all the hair off your body if you're near it. I'm pretty sure an explosion in your face is supposed to kill you. But don't worry, when it happens to Alfred, he's okay too. He's still even got his goatee. But yeah, this movie's great. Stupid is what it is, and pointless. That's how I felt at the end. Why did I watch that? Bye, Catwoman. Bye, Catwoman. Okay, bye. That's just me, though, apparently. It's just me. I thought it was